Well, hello, folks. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian whistleblower. It's Monday, October 3rd, and we're back for another great week of broadcasting. And I'm sitting here with the Plastic Jesus t-shirt, and I get a lot of requests of where can I get the Plastic Jesus t-shirt. Well, you can get the Plastic Jesus t-shirt just this simply. Go to my website, jeffreydarty.com, and you can see that below. And then all you have to do is you see everything on the side here. Just pull down and you'll see the Plastic Jesus t-shirt. Just click on it, and that's going to take you over to our store where you can get the Plastic Jesus t-shirt. I believe it comes in different colors, so you can certainly pick it up right there. It's just that simple. Add it to your cart, pick your size, add it to your cart, and we'll get it to you right away. So that's how you get the Plastic Jesus t-shirt, and we hope that you will take advantage of that. It helps us do what we do and gives you a really super cool shirt as well. Well, I think I need to move along today, and I've had a lot of requests from many people to say, hey, can you make a longer show? Can you make a show at a regular time? Probably going to do that, trying to keep things to what my data tells me I need to keep them to. We have about a 10-minute average view time on YouTube, so we try to keep it into that time frame. But anyway, real quickly, super clear we've been that there's two different narratives within the New Testament. That's what my book, Diamond New Testament, is all about. It shows that when viewed in its proper chronological order, there's really two narratives in the New Testament. One of the original Yeshua movement and one of the Neo-Paulinian movement created by Rome and created by the Lord. It's very simply, the New Testament was a Twitter war, was an epic battle between the forces of the original Yeshua movement and the forces of Paulianity. That's why it was jumbled. The New Testament that you know is completely, totally, 100% out of chronological order. And the reason that it is because history being written by the winners, they have jumbled that book so you will not know, see, and understand that the New Testament was a battle for the hearts and minds and literally even the spiritual selves of humanity themselves. It's a battle between divinity, joy, and peace, and sin, fear, and guilt. Yeshua lets you know you're born not with original sin, but with the spark of divinity within, gives you a life of joy, gives you a life of peace. Pauline religion, you're dirty, rotten, bastard sinners. You got to come to us, do it our way, or you will never be saved. That's where the fear comes, that's where the guilt comes, and that's where the control comes. And we've seen in other videos that the apostles knew nothing about the death of Jesus. They knew nothing about the burial of Jesus. They knew nothing about the resurrection of Jesus. And they even denied Jesus to his face. The majority of the apostles of Yeshua saw the risen Jesus and denied him to his face. We've proven that over and over again on the air. Paul invented the birth of Jesus. Paul invented the death and burial of Jesus. Paul invented the resurrection of Jesus. The question is why? Why did he do it? We've seen that John said there was no baby Jesus. There was no death, crucifixion, or otherwise of Jesus. And there was no resurrection of Jesus. Furthermore, John says there was no birth of Yeshua. There was no death of Yeshua. There was no resurrection of Yeshua. Yet Paul says there was a baby Jesus, that he was crucified and buried, that he was risen again on the third day. Why? Why do the apostles of Yeshua deny it? Why does Paul promote it? And why are we still 2,000 years later living it? Well, you have to remember the historical context. The Roman Empire at that time was beginning to really feel, and really the beginnings of its apparent end were already at hand. They were suffering the distresses of maintaining a world empire. They were discovering that when you conquer that many people, it's hard to keep them all in line, and that religion is a major centrifugal force. Centrifugal pulls things away. Think of a centrifuge spinning around. It breaks things apart. And religion is a very strong centrifugal force. And the Romans, you have to remember, they were really copycats. There's no real Roman religion. The Roman religion was copied from the Greek religion, and the Romans had this habit of when they went somewhere, they would preserve as much as they could, and they would take a lot of the stuff. So plastic Jesus was created to be the great centripetal force. What's a centripetal force? A centripetal force pulls things together. So you've got all of these religions, and they're pulling people apart. We try to adopt that religion and say, oh, now it's the Roman religion, but it still didn't sit well with people. So why not create this plastic Jesus? Make him the centripetal force. Well, Jeff, what are you talking about? What if we created a God that was just like all the other gods, but he was better than all the other gods? So all your gods get to be recognized as saints, but there's really a new God, a better God. And guess what? He's a Roman God. Paul put Jesus into the pantheon. Jeff, what in the world is the pantheon? I got to remember that we don't do very well in history, and we don't do much study anywhere else. So a pantheon basically is a collection of gods that is believed by a culture. And if you go to Wikipedia and you look up pantheon, you'll see what a pantheon is. And whoops, you don't want to do that. You'll see what a pantheon is. And then if you pull down, you'll see that there's pantheons of just about every culture. Look at that: African, Armenian, Aztec, German, Roman, Slavic, Sumerian. And as you look at these pantheons, something that will be shocking if you're a Christian and you think it's the unique, wonderful, never heard before kind of a thing. Why did Paul say that Jesus was born as a baby, and why did the apostles deny it so vociferously? Why? Because there's at least 50 other gods in the pantheon that were born of a virgin on December 25th in a manger with attending shepherds, with wise men bringing gifts, with bright shining stars in the heaven. At least 50 of them. That's why John said, no. He wasn't born as a baby. And that's why Paul said, yeah. He's just like all the other gods. Why a crucifixion? Well, there's over 50 other gods in the pantheon that were crucified. That's right. Crucified, died as saviors, quote unquote. Why a resurrection? There's over 50 other gods in the pantheon that had a resurrection about that same time of year. Yeshua came to crash the system. Pauline religion puts him back in the pantheon. Pauline religion killed the original Yeshua movement, killed the original Yeshua, and convinced us that Yeshua is part of that which he fought against. I can't make it any more clear than that, so let me see if the words of Yeshua can make it more clear to you. This is from my book, Final Message of the Last Apostle, and we're just going to read straight from the text there, and it does quote the original Greek, so you can go ahead and look in that as well. These are the words of Yeshua, and it's in John 6:63, as you can see. He said, "It's the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words I speak to you, they're spirit, and they are life." John quoting Yeshua, and what he literally said in the Greek language was, whoops. What he literally said was, in the Greek language, and this just shows you how it is when you've got live radio. You get yourself into this place. He says that my flesh, my body, my human nature, and my material essence is of no benefit. It's my spirit that gives life. My flesh, my body, my human nature is of no benefit. Yeshua's flesh, Yeshua's body, Yeshua's human nature. Those are the man Yeshua. We're inundated by stories of how the man was born, how the man died, how the man rose from the dead, how the man is coming again. Those are pantheon stories. They've been around as long as human religion has been around. They're nothing new. It's not even unique in religious history. It's happened over and 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 over again. A virgin born, crucified, buried, resurrected Savior coming again is so common that it is historically cliche. That's why Yeshua himself said, don't even listen or hang on things that are written about my body. The powers that be have spent 2,000 years dragging Yeshua back into the old pantheon, breaking his unique message and leaving that message trampled underfoot, well, until now. Justin Martyr wrote that when we say that the Word, who is the firstborn of God, was produced without sexual union, and that he, Jesus Christ, our teacher, was crucified and died, rose again, ascended into heaven, we propound nothing different from what you believe regarding those whom are esteemed sons of Jupiter. Do you understand what he's saying? Yeshua was unique. Jesus, plastic Jesus, is just another part of the pantheon. Why? Because Yeshua's message was unique. Yeshua's message crashed the controlling fear and guilt-based matrix. Yeshua's message crashed the clergy laity matrix. Yeshua's message crashed the male-dominated, subjugating a female paradigm. Yeshua's message, the true Yeshua movement, bam, puts the bionic elbow of Dusty Rhodes on religion. And we can't have that because it's religion that rules the world. The first time I was on Coast to Coast AM, George Norrie asked me, well, Jeff, why do you think the Roman Empire fell? And I stopped for a moment and I said, George, has the Roman Empire really fallen? Their government, their rules, their regulations, their religion still controls just about the entire world, doesn't it? That's why Paul created baby Jesus, plastic Jesus, fake Jesus, and why they spent 2,000 years trying to rid the world of the original Yeshua message. But we're not going to let that happen. The gospel gunner rides again. The Christian whistleblower is alive and well, proclaiming the original Yeshua message, wall to wall and treetop tall. Hey, folks, life changes when you unindoctrinate yourself.